Alright, so this is the first day. When we first bring them in, we drop food on the ground so that they can get a little more oriented with what food is. And then what we'll do is we'll take a chick and we'll dip its beak in the water. That way it can learn where the water is. And chicks are very good at teaching the next chick where food and water is, how to do things, such as in the future where to lay. So once this one has had its beak dipped, now you can see that the other one started to follow right after and going to find where the water is and drinking, just like that little chick just did. Just a few days old, you'll start to see them get comfortable in the space. We have food on one side and then we have the heat lamp on the other, and that allows the chicks to be able to stay warm and then to go to cooler spots on the other side where they might be out of the light, and that allows them to better acclimatize their bodies to what they are most comfortable with. Good. Okay, so now that you've seen all the different breeds, we're going to show you what they look like now that they are just over a week old. Once it hits about 4 to 5 days of their life, up until 10 days is the time when they start growing some of their main feathers on their wings. And so you'll be able to see, this is Americana, a little bit more of a mild-tempered. It has lots of feathers and quite a few little ones on its tail as well. And this is only about 9 days old now. Alright, this is what the chickens will look at 3.5 weeks old. As you can see, they have developed a lot of their feathers. They are about 5 inches tall or so. And now we're going to prepare the outside area for them to be able to get out of our house, because when you keep them indoors, they will stink up the area pretty fast. And it's time for us to take them out into their next stage of life. Hope you're ready. So we're at the chicken coop right now. You're gonna need hammer, staple gun, cutters, some zip ties, and then some chicken wire. And we're gonna divide these coops. Okay, so the chicks are going to be down here. The other bigger hens are in here. We've already had this coop before, so what we're doing is just separating it. This is about as high as it needs to be. The hens won't jump over. And the reason for the separation is because the hens will go through a pecking order and they will want to start to peck the chicks. And whatever the strongest ones are they'll be the ones that survive. So we're just going to separate them until they're a little bit bigger. They can fend for themselves until they're juveniles, a little bit more in their 3-month stage. So they're just under a month. We're gonna be moving them out here, and so we're just getting the rest of the pen set up. Wherever we needed to connect a little bit of these, we're just gonna be turning the wires over, putting some zip ties on it, and get it all secure. We'll get their food and water out here, and then we'll be completely finished with the coop. Something else that you can also do is you can set up a little heat lamp. We have ours from a switch over here. And at night we'll turn this on so that they can go by the light and warm themselves up, and we do this for about the next 3 weeks or so. Alright, we've got it enclosed, we've got the water moved in, their food moved in, we've got all the chicks. We're gonna bring them in now for their first day, their first night here, as now they're about 3.5 weeks old. It's recommended to wait till they're about 4 weeks, put them out, but they're just so stinky, but they've grown pretty fast, they're really healthy, so well, they'll be fine to be out here for their first week. All right, so I've got this chicken right here. It's a Rhode Island Red. Its feathers have grown in the least compared to the rest. It always comes out and pecks us. It usually is more curious. It defends more of the flock. So we're pretty sure that this is probably a male. And it's kind of one of the leaders we've noticed of the whole brood. So we're gonna have this one be taught how to where the water is, so it knows where to drink from. And we'll let this one drink first, so that once it drinks, it can tell the rest where the water is, and by its example, it'll show the rest where to be drinking. All right, well, in a couple months' time, hopefully the rest of that brood will be like these chickens behind me, who we've had for a couple of years. They get to roam in the open and use this part of our half acre to get bugs, so we have to feed them less, making the eggs more economic to own the chickens, so that we're just giving them a little bit of feed a day, but they come out here all day, get vitamin D through their feathers, so that it'll go into the shells and make them stronger, harder, more consistent egg layers. Healthy birds have the opportunity to be out here, be free range, providing us healthy organic eggs, and in a couple months, that's how those chickens will all attribute to our entire brood.